Hey guys, it's the Kundalini Yogini. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to do so to follow my journey of conscious living, sharing with you all how we can live more aware and spiritual in the world today. So today I'm going to share with you guys something which have been really passionate about for the last few weeks that I've been back in LA, and that is kind of jump starting my career and my success in the outer world. And I've been wanting to educate myself and learn a lot about the processes of how you can be most successful doing this. And I've been really engaged and excited reading this specific book, and I felt called to share this with you guys because I feel like it's so important to take a look at and pause before life catches up to us, before we forget to do these kind of things to make the career, the lifestyle, the success that we want to be seeing in our day-to-day life. So I have been reading a book called Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi, and it was just kind of funny chain of events that brought me to this book, but I've been following along, and along with spiritual principles that I have learned over the years through my guru, Paramahamsa Nityananda, it is so much in sync with all of the teachings I've learned already, and so I'm really excited to kind of share a few things with you guys about this and why it's so important to stop or carve out time to create the life that you want to be living. And one quote that I really, really adore that Tony Robbins says is, most of you guys are so busy working, you never take the time to create a life, the life that you want. And this couldn't be more true. I mean, sadly, we get pushed into a system which doesn't really allow us or give us the space to feel like we can pause or even simultaneously start to create a vision for our life. And a lot of times what happens is once you get a job, 1 year goes by, 5 years go by, 20 years go by, and sometimes you're stuck in a position that you never necessarily thought you'd end up in a company that you thought you wouldn't continue to work for. Or maybe it's not so drastic. Maybe you're doing something that you do kind of like and it doesn't really bother you and you have a nice boss, but you're not living your full potential. You're not living your dream. You're not seeing the same financial success that you'd like to be seeing. So I'm going to share with you guys a few tips on how to start creating a life that you really want to be living and how you can start building towards that. And now this video is just going to cover a really, really initial steps, but they are extremely important and they really get the ball rolling for your success. You don't need to quit your job right now. You don't need to stop, doing what you need to do to take care of yourself or your family. That's not what I'm saying, but we have to make time to design our life or it won't get designed for us. It's not just going to happen on its own. And one analogy I really like that Dean uses is how basically we're all driving Ferraris. We're all in a car going 100 miles an hour, yet we don't know what direction we're going. So we could be driving anywhere, but we don't know our destination. If we don't know our destination, we're never going to land there by accident. We're not going to land in Hawaii when we're like driving full speed and we don't know what direction we're going. So it's so important to first have the vision, first catch the vision so that you can start driving yourself there, and it might take a few years, it might take a few months, it might take, decades, but the point is that you're starting to create the life that you really want to strive for, and you're starting to create your own potential and push yourself to have abundance in your career, in your finances, and in your personal life also. So when you're living your best self, you can share that with others, of course, and you're going to see success come back to you. All right, so let's get started with the actual steps for designing this vision, for creating your vision. So I'm just going to give you guys the questions that you need to sit down and ask yourself and physically write out. You can use your phone, you can use a pen or a paper. You can even, at the end of this, create a vision board also with visuals. But first start by actually answering these questions, writing them out. And if you can, it's even great. It's even good to discuss with somebody that you're close with. One, they're going to be a good listener and you might have more insight because you're sharing. Two, they might also have insight into these questions also for you. So the first question to start with is, where am I in life right now? You just have to answer completely honestly. Nobody is there to judge you, your answer, or anything. Just honestly answer where you're at in your personal life, in your career, in your spiritual life. Just answer where you're at. You know, maybe you're at a place, like for example, for me, where I'm at, I want to really start investing more in my personal brand and becoming my own boss. I'm really ready for that right now in my life. I'm in LA. I have the time and space to do so. And I want to also really focus on healing myself and becoming an empowered individual in myself alone without needing anybody else to fulfill me, and simultaneously want to really be growing financially to become independent and get to be, you know, feeling abundant in whatever that I'm doing in my life. Okay, so you can evaluate yourself exactly where you're really at, honestly. Okay, then you're going to answer the next question, which is, what would your ideal year have looked like? Like if you were sitting back and you could have designed a perfect year for yourself, what would have happened? How much money would you have made? How many people's lives would you have changed? How would you have been able to create? How would you have been able to work every single day? Would you be your own boss? Would you be getting your design your work hours? How much time would you get with your family? What type of family dynamic do you want? How do you want your relationships with your loved ones? Answer all of those type of questions. Design that perfect year for yourself and write it out in detail. Now, this next question is probably the most important question. Why? Whatever you wrote in the last question, why did you write those things? Why do they matter to you? Why are they on your list of, priorities? Why are they your vision? Why are they your dream? Why do you want those things? Now, you really got to sit with this. I'm telling you, please at least take 20, 30 minutes to answer this question. Really dig deep into the core of why you really want those things. And, a surface level answer would be that I want money. But that is actually not the real answer. If you look a little deeper, it's that you might want freedom. You might want control of your hours. You might want control of your time. And that is something that money gives you, right? So something like this. You want the ability to travel. It's not really that you want money itself, but what money gives you, right? So look at the deep answers of why you want those things. The next question is, what am I good at? Okay, so just sit back and really from a place of self-love and honesty, what are you good at? What are your strengths? What have you naturally been inclined to do all the years that you've known yourself, What are your strengths? Write them out. Too often we are only taught to focus on our weaknesses. The school system and our society quite often focuses in our areas of weakness and lack and makes us focus our energy there. If you're not good at math, that's not okay. You got to get good at math instead of focusing in art, right? So it's we have to start learning to change our mindset about valuing and seeing our strength versus always focusing in our weaknesses. Okay, and the last two questions kind of go together. What are you not willing to accept anymore in your life? So from this kind of empowered standpoint, from the last questions that you've answered, what are you not willing to accept anymore? And on the other hand, what are musts in your life right now? What are things that you have to have that you feel they are required for your fulfillment and your success in your personal and spiritual life, your financial life, your career, everything? What are musts that need to be there in order for you to be feeling your best self? All right, so this is just the starter questions that are pretty much basically the beginning of his book. I kind of synthesized for you guys. This is the book, by the way. I am not sponsored. I just really am loving it. It's bringing a lot to the table for me. So I just want to end on the note of you taking the time to do this for yourself means that there's a greater potential you could be living right now. It doesn't mean that your life is bad, but it means that there's something more you could be accomplishing. So continue to stay in this mode. Continue to push yourself. I highly recommend you reading more books by really successful people that in whatever field that you might want to be in, or in whether it's spiritual success or financial success. Find those people. Find the experts. Find people that have been successful and see what they did. It is the strength of successful people to learn from others. And I truly believe that the most successful people are always people who are eternal students of life, and always willing to learn more, always willing to listen and absorb and expand and grow themselves and their perspective. So I urge you guys to do that. Read some great books, watch some documentaries that are going to uplift and motivate you and empower you to be pushing yourself every day and driving you to fulfill your dreams. And it may not happen overnight, but the exciting part is that you can start to create it every day. Whether it's, cutting out 1 hour in your evenings after you get home from work to start creating your online business or whatever it might be, you can start to work towards it. You can start to carve the time for it. And you're going to see that already you're going to feel so much more fulfilled, that you're investing in yourself, that you're investing in your dreams. We sadly live in a society where if our dreams don't align with most people's, we're usually told, get real, get responsible. Oh, honey, most people aren't able to be successful at that. Oh, we get these type of comments from our friends and family. Why don't you just go to school? Why don't you just get your degree like everybody else does? Why don't you just get an office job? Don't feel and fall prey to these type of mentalities. Don't listen to the bad advice that people give you and limit you, and continue to strive. All it takes to be successful really truly is dedication and hard work and will persistence. Nobody can stop you from being successful if you continue to persist. And yes, when you decide to be your own boss or go down a spiritual path or be an entrepreneur, it is the road less traveled. It isn't the easy path, and you will fail, but that's okay. That's the way we learn and grow. And if you just stay persistent, you will see that you can get so much more out of the life. You don't need to live in a mediocre life. That is not what you were meant to do. You were meant for so much more. So start living your purpose and live your passion and live your purpose. That's what else is life worth living for if you're not doing that, So anyways, I hope this was motivational for you guys. I know it has been for me. I am grateful to all of the self-help gurus I have been reading. So thank you for those resources. And definitely let me know your comments and thoughts down below if you have any other questions. And I'm excited to hear your guys' journeys and your dreams also. So comment them down below. I would love to hear what you guys are working towards in your lives. Thanks, guys. Love you all. Nitinandam.